Gonna get to work, have a little fun, get a different job, gonna try another one. It's a living work, have a little fun, a living job, gonna try another one. It's a living work, have a little fun. Come on everybody, let's get to work. This week on It's a Living, does this little girl look like a huge industry to you? Well, on Prince Edward Island she is.
Put on a little weight for that belt, if that'll do.
Yes, sir.
The hair, we won't get into the hair.
Okay, let's not get into the hair.
Okay.
Oh, Canada, I'm standing on guard for thee at our biggest party. And we'll meet the creme de la creme de la creme de la creme of milkmen. It's a living, have a little fun, a living, gonna try another one. It's a living, gonna have a little fun. Come on everybody, let's get to work.
And now, the hardest working man in the TV business today, Peter Jordan.
Well, there it is, Prince Edward Island, famous for its beautiful scenery, its potatoes, and its little red-headed girl. Now, the whole world knows Anne of Green Gables comes from here. I do too, actually. I'm just finishing the book because you got to be up on your Anne facts. She's more than just a little girl. She's a huge industry.
Anne of Green Gables by Canadian author Lucy Maud Montgomery is our most loved novel and sells millions of copies worldwide. And on Prince Edward Island, home of our heroine Anne Shirley, there's museums, stores, hotels. There's even a musical devoted to the little orphan girl with a big imagination. And it's profitable. Thousands of Prince Edward Islanders owe their living to the story of Anne of Green Gables. One successful entrepreneur is George Campbell.
I mean, how are things going now?
His family home doubles as a museum. And he runs a gift shop, a tea house, and even a wedding emporium.
Hi.
Hi.
Peter Jordan.
Yes, all inspired by the Anne girl.
Anyway, Peter, we got a lot of stuff going on here today. We get two weddings. People from all the way from over in Japan come here to get married. Same place where Lucy Maud Montgomery got married. We got motor coaches coming, so we got to get to work here.
Okay. So, are those the Green Gables?
Yes, that's...
If I'm going to work in George's family business, I've got to brush up on George's family history. He's in the tourist trade because he's got the right connections. A family connection to the author of Anne of Green Gables.
And this is the room where Lucy Maud Montgomery slept. She was the niece of my great-grandmother and great-grandfather. It's great that there's so many things that she wrote about in her books that's actually here because people now are coming to pay to go through the museum.
Oh, cool. So when I'm reading here, like I'm reading The Lake of Shining Waters, is that the...
You look out here and see the lake of shining.
Isn't that cool?
When the sun's rising up from the east, you can see it shining.
What was once a family farm has been turned into an Anne of Green Gables tourist destination, and they've been coming in droves. George makes his living here, and other members of his family work here too. George's mom still lives in the house and takes care of the gardening.
This is a real family operation, and my sister here, she greets all the coaches, her and the dogs.
George's sister, Pam, moved back from Toronto to work here. First thing every morning, the tour buses start rolling in, and it's Pam's job to greet them. And it's my job to help her.
Good morning, Is it working?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you're good.
These American tourists don't know much about Anne of Green Gables, but I'm about to change that.
And circle up this way.
So have you all read the book? I'm just reading it now. I'm right here. So if you got any questions about this part of the book, I'm your guy.
Up this way, grand circle, please.
You want me to do the Lake of Shining Waters?
Yeah.
Do you remember what chapter that is?
We'll give you a little history of this home before you go through. The lake, when you come in here, is the Lake of Shining Waters, and Peter here is going to tell you how it became the Lake of Shining Waters.
Chapter 3 in the first edition, Anne of Green Gables. The lake is called Barry's Pond, and she thought that just would not do. So she, of course, named it Lake of Shining Waters. So Lucy Maud through Anne is all around. How'd I do?
Wonderful.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, I seem to get that right, but there's a lot more to learn of George's business. He's busy expanding beyond Prince Edward Island. So there's always work to do at his new warehouse.
This is at our Kindred Spirits wholesale and catalog part of the operation.
Oh.
Yeah, we're just expanding this for the last couple of years, and we're really excited on the growth. We're shipping product all over the world.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
This part of his business employs 4 people. It's Blair's job to pack and send Anne souvenirs to fans around the world.
We're going to need 2 of the Christmas with Anne hardcover books. Some sand dolls, we need 3 of them. Okay, Peter, we're going to need some mini Annes figurines. Not that aisle over there, Peter. Back over here again where you were before.
Right. 3
Yes,
videos?
They happen to be the wrong ones.
Oh, really? Well, you know what? As Anne says, the good thing about me is I never make the same mistake twice.
Yeah, that's because you keep on making new ones. Some of the Anne of Green Gables light switch covers.
Is there anything that has been made that isn't Anne of Green Gables?
Oh, no, they got quite a bit of stuff.
Kitchen sink?
This is where they stand to get married. Lucy Maud Montgomery, this is where she stood to get married.
Much like Anne of Green Gables, George is a hopeless romantic, so it's no surprise that the most unique part of his job focuses on romance. He hosts weddings in his parlor for Japanese tourists.
Betty?
It's his job to arrange every detail of the wedding. He's even one of the singers.
The voice that breathed o'er.
Today, if I can cut it in practice, that's going to be my job.
Earliest wedding day. I don't know the words.
With just a few minutes before the big wedding, I get dressed in my Sunday best.
Straightening out my something. Oh, zipping up my fly.
This is a big part of his business. George hosts dozens of Japanese weddings a year. And even this is a family operation. That's George's wife Maureen playing the organ.
In thine eternal hand.
Hiroshi, put this ring
Hiroshi, put this ring
on your finger.
on your finger.
What is the fascination?
Well, this is part of their culture in Japan. They had to read that book in school after the Second World War. And not only did they have to read it, they fell in love with it.
Can I kiss your new bride?
At the wedding reception, I served the raspberry cordial, just like Anne did. I think it was chapter
For
12.
you, it's not wine. I checked it myself.
To top it all off, a guest appearance by the little orphan girl herself.
Anne of Green Gables, you're more than fable. We still hear your laughter and hear ever after. Live in the house of your dreams.
Can I ask you how the singing went?
Oh, it was very, very good. Yes, you had a very nice voice.
So if I lived in Prince Edward Island, you might consider hiring me as your...
Oh,
as your
sure. Yeah.
Oh, sure, she says. Oh, sure.
Well, George has a tough job with long work days, but it's his business to keep the Anne of Green Gables legend alive.
Now, folks, if you'll look to your left, you will see the Lake of Shining Waters.
Lucy Maud Montgomery herself might be surprised to find how her simple story has become such a source of pride and profit for George and his family. True to her tradition, it's a tale with a happy ending.
Our family has lived here for over 220 years, and I know why, because it's the most beautiful place in the world, and why would you want to leave from here? It's my dreams come true.
You know, my mouth is hurt from smiling.
Coming up, I find out why women love a man in uniform.
I'm going to have to arrest you afterwards, you know that.